Alright. Second phone is muted now. Oh, for some reason, looks like chat box decided to not work. Oh, there it is. Yep. Gotta love that 5-second delay right there. But yes, we are live now, folks. And if I haven't begun my introduction yet, we'll go ahead and do it now. Salutations, everyone. This is Terence here. And today we are doing the solo edition of Terence Talks. But basically what this is, it's pretty much just chatting stream mostly. So yeah. How's everyone doing today? Hope you've all been enjoying your weekends and such. Hopefully you've all had a very fruitful weekend. Got to eat lots of food and meet up with people and such. And hello, Vanta. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Oh yeah, let me get my BGM playing too. Which, don't mind the laziness. It's pretty much just my BRB screen. Oh. I'm doing good besides the hot weather. How are you? I'm doing good. This Sunday has been very chill for me. We didn't have a whole lot of anime to catch up on today. But we did manage to get some shopping as well as get some new batteries and such. For our controllers. Yeah, for our Xbox controllers, we do need some batteries for them. Also, pretty much also bought some snacks too. We didn't quite have dinner yet, but we'll probably worry about dinner sometime later. Which by later, it'd be probably around 6 o'clock. So yeah. Oh yeah, as for the anime that I was watching One Piece. The newest episode of One Piece. Which kind of a little disappointed me, to be honest with you. Because it was another freaking recap episode. So yeah. Gotta love those recap episodes. Have you chosen what to eat? Not yet. But I do have to consider what my mom wants to, since she's back from her vacation as well. So yeah. I'll probably wait for her to ask me, and then we'll probably decide on something then. Because after all, I did have to pay for my own dinner for like the past week or so, and I've been having nothing but Uber Eats stuff. Only because, your boy didn't feel like going around cooking. Well, it's not that I didn't want to cook, it's that I can't cook. And trying to find expenses when you get off work, find ingredients when you're trying to get off work is a bit more work than you expect it to do. So I always kind of think that a meal that you can pretty much whip up in like 3 minutes or less is a more satisfying meal than something that takes more than 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And yeah, they do take our money quite a bit. First, there's delivery fees and service fees, too. Yeah, those things are brutal. Trying to pay for those like a whole couple weeks straight is definitely really very costly. But yeah. But I think I'll probably go for pizza if I don't have too many options. It's been almost a while since we had Pizza Hut, actually. Although I just don't really like their pizzas that much. I mean, I kind of like Domino's more than I like Pizza Hut, but most of my family likes doesn't like Domino's, and they all like Pizza Hut better. And honestly, Little Caesars isn't that good, if you ask me. What about you, Chad? If you guys go ahead and buy a pizza joint, what's your go-to pizza joints? For me, like I said, it's usually Domino's. But if I'm feeling fancy or such, I probably would go for Pizza Hut. I don't hate Pizza Hut's pizza, it's just that their pizza always comes off a bit too saucy for my taste. And a lot of times you're pretty much just tasting more sauce than you're tasting the meat and as well as the pizza bread crust. But I suppose that's probably what pizzas usually is most of the time. Oh, there's also this other place that's pretty much around my city that we go to called Gino's Pizza, and their pizza's also really good too. Although also a bit saucy and greasy as well. But it's pretty good. And they also have very, very meaty and hearty sausages there too. And yes, don't mind Nightbot, Streamlabs, and Stream Elements. They're all just doing their jobs. We have to keep things a little bit active here. Although I should probably find other fun things to do with the timers too. Like ask people what's their favorite foods or their favorite games or something. You know, just for the sake of keeping things active. Oh yeah, how's the BGM? Is it too loud? I hope not. I pretty much have the BRB thing on loop just so we can get that Terence Talks BGM here. I mostly use it just for that. Yeps. Oh yeah, I should probably also talk about one anime that I'll be watching soon. Or have watched, actually. One of them is the Misfits of Demon Academy, which they finally started bringing out episodes for. And so far, episodes are okay. Personally, I kind of like the first season a lot better than the second season, but that's just me, though. And I think the second season's kind of getting a little crazy or weird. But you know, part of the reason why I do watch some or most animes is usually just to watch and see how crazy they can get. And that's what makes watching them so interesting. So yeah. Oh yeah, the other anime that I was also watching was Ayakashi. Or Ayashi, or whichever one. Which, I think they're kind of approaching the end of their season 2. Which, usually animes like that usually have like, 13 or so episodes. I won't spoil anything for those who want to see it. I wish I could put up a picture and show you what I was talking about, but... Well, actually we can. We just have to use our handy-dandy Discord server. So let me go put up a picture of it and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Which I'm gonna do all this for my phone. But yeah, usually I'm pretty much using my Discord as kind of a placeholder for things I want to talk about. Whoops. Oh, it's called Ayaka. Okay. Bring up an image. Well, not that Ayaka. But something else. Copy image. And then we'll post it on my Discord. In the photo section, because that's pretty much what I usually do most of the time. Because after all, my Discord isn't probably the most active, but because it's there, I pretty much do whatever I want. Whoops. Post. Paste. Yep, don't worry, folks. We're getting there. It's a bit roundabout, but it's a very effective method. And by roundabout, I mean it usually takes my older Android phone a while to copy that image and paste it. Also, since Discord's also using Wi-Fi as well, this also might take a while too. Here we go, copy the link. And we can minimize you. And now we can post the image. Although I probably should have prepared this ahead of time, but that's okay. There we go. There's our image. There you go, folks. This is Ayaka. Yep. Basically, what this story is, the blue-haired guy right here is pretty much lost his memories from what happened to his former home 10 years ago, and so he's mostly trying to regain those memories with the help of the other characters in the background. So yeah, there's that. I can get rid of this. And that's probably about as much of that story as I can tell you. And as for what else, I didn't really watch too much. I think the only thing I've pretty much which also did was binge watch Baki on Netflix. In addition to binging Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, which that entire first season is a banger, and the second season is actually kind of interesting too. But I'd say the second season is pretty much Rudy is trying to find his mother, but also work on his other issues too, as well as his self-proclaimed rejection on Eris, which I heard from some comments on a YouTube video that Eris won't be appearing in the second season. But I'm looking forward to the soon-to-be third season, if they ever do that. Which, as far as the isekais go, I would probably say Mushoku Tensei is probably, I want to say, number 2 or 3 in the ones I like. Only because the character development in those are in that show is really, really good, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. What about you, Chad? What anime have you been watching? If you've been watching any anime, or keeping up with anything. But I think the things that I've been trying to keep up with is some of the shonen anime. There's still a whole bunch of other stuff that I have not watched, but I do want to watch. One such anime that I have not watched but heard a lot of great things about is Konosuba. Heard a lot of good things about Konosuba, and I really need to find time to check it out. But that's about as much of it I pretty much know, though. And I think maybe the other thing is I also want to try to watch that Black Clover movie, which that's also, holy crap. Holy crap, this is the first raid I've gotten in a long time. Hey, Dai! Hello! Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Hello, Sapphire. Hello, Dai. Hello, Noodle Doodle. Any more? I see. But yeah, thanks for the raid. I hope you're all doing well. For those of you who don't know, I'm Terence, and I mostly do a lot of gaming streams. But today is a special occasion where we bring back Terence Talks and turn it into like a just chatting stream. I just finished trying matcha for the first time. I drank almost a liter and it was like, I can't have no more. Oh yes, I've heard matcha was pretty bad. Pretty brutal flavors. I haven't had matcha myself, but that definitely sounds rough. And yeah, in today's Terence Talks, we were talking a lot about anime, of course. But yeah. So how would you describe the taste of matcha dye? As for me, I always thought matcha tastes like more like a pepperish kind of flavor. Matcha is good, although the better quality be the better. I think the one I was drinking was more of the cooking grain. I see. Yeah, that definitely sounds. It's like it would taste kind of strong. Although I think, speaking of a strong taste, I was also eating flaming hot Cheetos to train my baby mouth too. And so far, the training kinda, sort of didn't work out actually. Because I still had to keep drinking some fluids in order to cool down myself. But I discovered a technique. To eat flaming hot Cheetos fast, and that's to put the Cheeto to your mouth and pretty much chew on it so it doesn't touch your tongue. Higher end matcha is very sweet, like better green teas. Cheaper ones, like the one I have, are a tiny bit bitter. I see. Yep, so I guess the quality of the matchas depends on how high end it is. Okay. That's good to know. In that case, we'll probably keep that in mind once we eventually find matcha flavored ice cream or something. Yeah, imagine eating matcha flavored ice cream. I wonder how appetizing that's gonna sound to some of you. Also, don't mind the bots too much. They're just trying to keep the chat too active. We'll think about adding some more timers as we go on. Oh yeah, I think another thing I probably should talk about is my current stream schedule. Right now, my schedule template is being worked on, I think, a friend of mine, and they're pretty much working on it. And then we'll eventually we'll be able to make our schedule. So I'm just waiting for that to get done. Hello, Haruka. Irashai. Genki desu ka? Genki. The matcha I had probably would work as ice cream flavor. You would only need the highest grade of drink for drinking straight. Yep, I bet. Yep, I bet that too. Although I think spicy ice cream would be kind of the exact opposite of actual ice cream. Although I think the last flavor I would have think about is freaking flaming hot Cheetos flavor ice cream right now. Yeah, I probably wouldn't hear the last of that. But yes, how are you doing today, Haruka? Genki desu. Yep, today we're pretty much just chatting. Mostly just for the sake of having a solo edition of Terence Talks, which originally, folks, Terence Talks is usually just a talk show where I talk with other VTubers about games, anime, and various other hobbies. As well as we joke around a bit too. That's the general summary of it, for the most part. And we usually do it for like 2 hours straight as well. I also put my own spin on some of the questions we asked too. So yeah. That's kind of about a decent summary of it. Although I should probably also find little games or lightning questions to come up with as well. Because I think maybe it might be a little too casual. But that's usually how I provide my content most of the time, because I'm always super casual when I do things. But yeah, speaking of more food, what are your favorite ice cream flavors? Yeah, Aura Centauric is here. Ichiban ice cream flavored donut dog. I gotta go clean up all the green stuff on my stream stuff and other things. Have a good stream. Alright, Di, thank you for dropping by, and thank you for the raid as well. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm fine, I'm going to work. Ah, I see. Oh, thank you for dropping by to say hi. Hi, Haruka. I appreciate it. Arigato. Arigato gozaimasu. Yips. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we should probably also, collab someday, even though our language barriers are a bit different. Oh yeah. I should also talk about what games that I plan on picking up too. Oh yeah, but one of the games that I do plan on picking up eventually would have to be this game called Fae Farm, actually. Oh, we got an actual answer to our ice cream question. Chocolate, mint, and Sour Patch Kids ice cream. Ah, I see. That's a good one. Also, welcome to the stream, Viper King. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing alright. But yeah, as I was saying, Fae Farm is one of the games that I do plan on getting, and that's pretty much a simulation kind of game, similar to what you would expect from the Story of Seasons game, as well as Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing. It's a lot like those. It's also kind of interesting I say that because I also may be thinking about streaming that freaking Hello Kitty game too. That also came out on the Apple Arcade, which it's been a long time since we've done a mobile game stream, so it would be a nice way to It would be a nice icebreaker kind of game for all the chaotic action games we've been playing now. So yeah, that would be like an icebreaker stream. Just throw in a cozy game in the midst of the action to help balance things out. That way everyone's a winner. You want intense action, you can tune into this day. And if you want more cozier content, you can tune into this day. We are a variety streamer after all, folks. We have to keep variety going. And we gotta provide variety each day of the week. Well, maybe not each day of the week, more specifically the days I can stream and then the days I can't stream. Oh yeah, if you guys want to know more about my mom's vacation, we can probably tell you that. I'm not really sure if it was a cruise ship or anything, but let's just assume it was a trip to a different state, and they were probably doing a lot of really fun things. She didn't give me a souvenir or anything, but that's okay. As long as she had fun, that's all that matters. So yeah, she was pretty much gone for like almost a whole week, actually. Yeah, I'd say about 2 weeks technically though, but yeah. And I think for those 2 weeks I pretty much was having a lot of Uber Eats, and I think one of the places that I was eating was Hibachi Ninja, or actually Hibachi Express, and I think that's probably the one that stood out to me the most, because I pretty much just had a bunch of burgers and stuff, but with the hibachi I pretty much ordered like a giant container of rice, steak and chicken, as well as some carrots and onions. So yeah, that was really, really, really good. And I wouldn't mind having that again for dinner. Oh yeah, the other standout was also some stir-fry noodles called con choy, which was a combination of shrimp, eggs, spring onions, and some noodles too. Those were really freaking good. And I would probably go for that again too. Oh yeah, I just realized I had this freaking file open for no reason. Let's go ahead and close that. Oops. Oh yeah, if you guys have any other questions for me, you can leave them in the chat and I'll try to read them as best you can. And answer them as best I can too. Don't just read the questions, you gotta answer them. I mean, what's the point of having a frickin' Terence Talks episode if you don't talk to anybody besides yourself? But yeah. Oh yeah, as far as what I've also been watching besides anime, I've also been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. Although I will admit, I haven't been finding enough time to watch my friends' stream VODs. Mostly because I stream as well. And I kinda don't want most of my content being based off their content. Although that's an interesting idea too. Basically, I'll just go ahead and just start live streaming just to watch their streams and stuff. Although that would be kind of interesting too. But I would love to do some streams like that whenever I feel like I get too burnt out from gaming and such. Which, to be honest, I don't think I felt burnt out from gaming. At least not until I play a really long game that's taken me really long to beat, or unless I play something super hard too. I guess an example would be kind of Elden Ring, because I ended up playing that game a lot to the point where I may have gotten a little burnt out from all the times I was dying and not making any progress on it. But it's not really a bad game though. It's still one of my favorite action RPGs. But it's definitely pretty hard. But yeah, that would be just one example though. And I think maybe another example would be some of the other games I may have streamed previously too. But usually I think the burnout didn't really come from the games being hard, it just came from scuff. Like you look at some of it, then you I look back at some of my old videos and I always wonder, how do I recover from the scuff? Oh. Yeah, burnout sucks. Yep, I agree. So yeah. I think what was the other game I was talking about? Oh yeah, the other game I was talking about was this Zelda-like game called Archvale, which that game's like a bullet hell style shooter in the form of Legend of Zelda, with some roguelike elements thrown into it. And I'd say I've gotten pretty burnt out from that game too. That game's difficulty as well. Mostly because it has a lot of Dark Souls elements to it. Like for example, whenever you go to a save point or some specific point to specific save points and such, the save points respawn all the enemies. And also when you die to anything in the game, you pretty much lose your money. And then there's no way to get the money back too, so you pretty much just kept dying. So I pretty much kept dying over and over and over again. It pretty much said, fuck it, I'm not playing this game anymore. All because I got tired of losing money more than I got tired of restarting the challenge. Oh, you got burned out from Genshin Impact. Ah, I see. Oh, what caused the burnout? If you don't mind me asking, Viper King. And I say, yeah, speaking of Genshin Impact, that's another game I want to get back to streaming too. I got so worried about other games that I almost never came back to Genshin. And now I feel like I'm too behind on Genshin to the point where it might be too late to actually play it. But yeah, like for one, I haven't been to the Inazuma region yet, but I've been to the Sumiru region, which thankfully didn't require anything too complex to go there. Which hopefully the other new region that they just came out with won't be as complicated as freaking Inazuma's. Grinding for artifacts RNG. Ah, I see. Oh yeah, I can understand that completely. Yeah, when it comes to grindy games, I always think it's best to try to grind in increments opposed to just going for like 6 or 7 hours straight trying to farm for specific artifacts. Well, maybe not artifacts, more like game levels and such as well. Because I could probably never do anything that crazy. But yeah, that does remind me of something, folks. Do you guys want me to bring back Genshin Impact? Regardless of how behind I am. It's mostly up to me, but I always enjoy hearing input from others. Because I think after I finish streaming Monster Hunter and such, I probably won't have any other series going besides Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm open to ideas. But I can also bring back something Oh, so it looks I'm barely in the Inazuma story quest and I'm in 14. Oh, so I guess it's not that complex to get there then. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because the requirements to get to that freaking Inazuma is BS. You can't be farther behind than me. I see, I see. Alright then. Oh yeah, let me go back and look at some other older lives that I've done that I'm probably thinking about bringing back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There's also that freaking Labyrinth Legend 2. 2 game that I did like a while back. They finally released a new dungeon / area as well as a new boss in there. So I think we can probably bring that back. Oh yeah, we also do have a collab stream, a grounded collab stream coming up with Mayro again. So we can definitely do that. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of plans for next week, but I hope you guys look forward to whatever I have to do. Oh, long sprint to the fountain. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad then. So yeah. What about you, chat? Do you guys have any plans for today? As for my plans after stream, we're gonna probably go ahead and try to order dinner. Or ask mom about what she wants for dinner, and then I'll probably make my dinner suggestions myself. But I think the one thing I probably simply won't be eating is probably churches. But I'm willing to bet she's gonna suggest that, though. Mostly because I don't like their chicken. But yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me of another thing I should ask. How many of you guys actually like fried chicken? Genshin Impact writing, then maybe Call of Duty. Ah, sounds good, sounds good. Oh, sounds like you play some mobile games, huh? Well, as for me, I have Genshin on my PS4, so... There's that, too. Oh yeah, speaking of the PS4... Tower of Fantasy... The PS4 version of that game has finally came out, as well as the PS5, so... We may be doing a stream on that in the future. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. As for when, you probably will expect it maybe around October-ish. Which October is going to be a very special month for me as well, because that will be my official 3-year anniversary as a Vtuber. Which, as far as plans go, I guess we'll probably do like a call-in stream for it. Which, my anniversary will be October 6th through the 8th. Ah, PS4 player as well. Nice, nice. That's right, folks, you heard me. October 6th will be my 3rd year as a Vtuber. Yeah, hard to believe I've been doing this for that long, huh, folks? Yeah, I know. I surprised myself as well. And it's been a good 3 years, actually. Oh, that doesn't mean I'm not going to graduate. I'm going to graduate right now or anything, but no. I think we still have some plans to do. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I also... let's go back to games. Let's go back to games. Oh yeah, Armored Core 6 pretty much also came out this week, so some of the footage in that game looks really freaking good. And some of it also probably wants to make me do mech games, because I haven't done a mech game on the channel yet. Which is surprising. Considering how much you always talk about Gundams and such. Oh wait, yes I have! I have done a mech game before. It's that frickin' SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I think I might have a reason to bring that game back now too, since I'll be done with Monster Hunter pretty soon. Although the real question is, how are you going to continue from the scuff? Because the last stream I did, I definitely had like the audio muted for a long time. But then thanks to you help. So thanks to you, chat, we managed to fix that audio. So yeah. Yeah, so I think once we're completely done with Monster Hunter, which we have pretty much like 2 more hunts, and then we're officially done with Monster Hunter being a solo series, and then we'll just bring it back for collabs. We will definitely bring back SD Gundam Battle Alliance. And yes, that is a mech game too. Oh yeah, another mech game I do have is Daemon X Machina, and that's also for the Switch and PC. And hopefully I'll be able to show off more of the multiplayer in SD Battle Alliance as well. Because I think that game would be really good collab material. I don't think I've seen a single VTuber collab on that game as well. Hell, I don't even think I've seen a VTuber collab on Daemon X Machina as well. So yeah, those are some ideas right there. But what about you, chat? Do you guys also enjoy mechs and giant robots? For me, I used to be like a mech enthusiast. And most of my mech enthusiasm always came from like things like Gundam Wing, G Gundam, and such. As well as Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yep, that's all. That's another favorite of mine too. I don't talk about Iron-Blooded Orphans that much because I'm still kind of relatively traumatized by that really sad ending that they had in the very second season. Man, the amount of characters that got killed off in that second season was amazing. I'm not sure if I'd say I like it more than the first season, but I think it's pretty good though. I've watched Gundam, but I can't remember which. Ah, I see. Ah, that's okay. Yep, just know that Gundam is amazing. Oh yeah, we also wrapped up watching the Gundam Witch from Mercury season not too long ago. Which of course, that one kind of took a very unexpected turn that I wasn't expecting. Because at first I was pretty much expecting lesbians and giant robots. It turned into, parenting issues. Parenting issues and political stuff. About being on top. About what people do when they're on top. Up and what people do on bottoms and such. Yep, usually about stuff like that. Statuses, privileges, and all that other stuff. Got real political. Yeah, I'd say A Witch from Mercury was quite a roller coaster ride for me. Although, if I tried to describe it, I'm pretty sure I would get everything wrong, though. But that's okay, though. That's okay. It's only my own feelings. Oh, yeah. I think another Gundam series that well, let's talk about a series that I don't like, actually. There's Gundam Seed. I did not like Gundam Seed at all. I'm not really sure why, but when I do watch it and when I did watch, I couldn't get into Gundam Seed at all. There was a Gundam anime at one point. The characters had 2 kids. Huh. I wonder what series is that. I don't think I remember too many of the older Gundam series, but I do enjoy the ones that I watched before. And I'd say it's been a while since I've watched a whole lot of Gundam too. And that some things aren't as interesting as you remember, or wasn't as bad as you remember. But yeah. I also want to get back to binging G Gundam too, because G Gundam is goated. Yeah, maybe that should be the real initial for G Gundam right there. Yeah, the G stands for goated because G Gundam is freaking goated. But yeah, we'll get back to binge watching it pretty soon. Although as far as Gundam, oh yeah, there was also Gundam Build Fighters too. Those were really good. Yeah, Build Fighters is pretty goated as well. And I supposedly like it because it's a very lighthearted take on Gundam, which, when you look at Gundam, you expect Gundam to be very, very dark most of the time, but the Build Fighter stuff is, usually kind of somewhat lighthearted. Probably not the most darkest you see, but I'd say it's pretty much up there. Oh, if you found it, you can go ahead and name it in the chat. Oh yeah, we were just talking about Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yep. Yep, that was a really good one too. Season 2 will probably traumatize the crap out of you because there's gonna be a lot of dying in that one. But it's still pretty great. I would probably describe Iron-Blooded Orphans as probably the Game of Thrones of Gundam. And that's probably my best description of it. Although this is also coming from a guy who hasn't seen Game of Thrones either, so I digress. So yeah. Wow, it's been an hour already. Holy crap. Alright then, I think we can go for about 30 more minutes and then we can end here. So yeah. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and keep talking about the games I really want to play too. I think after the September and October, there isn't too much that I do. But November is definitely looking really good though. Yep, because that's when Super Mario RPG comes out. And then maybe a few other games too that I don't remember. I'm still kind of hoping for more information for that Fantasy Life game that's coming out for the Switch. Which we haven't heard anything from that game since it was announced like way back in January. I don't know how far I watched when I saw on Toonami. Ah, I see. It's okay. But yeah, Super Mario RPG's looking pretty good. And then there's the Super Mario Wonder that's coming out, which I wonder how good that game is gonna be. But since it's a 2D side-scrolling Mario, I don't think much can go wrong with that. Especially when it's always good. Oh yeah, well speaking of that actually, I think the one thing that I'm kind of surprised they didn't do with Mario yet is actually give the 2D games a health bar for Mario. Kind of like how the 3D games slash 3D world games pretty much made Mario take like a hit or two when he takes a power up. I'm surprised they didn't quite reverse that formula enough. Although the idea of a Mario game being a Metroidvania would be kind of out there too. I don't even think Nintendo would ever think about that. But they've made Metroid, so I imagine they could probably make it possible. Oh yeah, that also reminds me of another interesting idea I might have. How many of you guys want to see a Super Mario Maker stream? Well, specifically 2, because that's the one I have. And I'll be able to play some of your levels as an interesting community event. Yeah, what do you think of that? Yep, you guys can make some levels for me and I can play the levels and we'll have a good time. We can probably do that maybe around October-ish. Maybe, oh hell, we can probably even make that part of our 3-year anniversary where we pretty much play through really freaking hard Mario levels and see how long I can last until my head explodes. That would be an interesting idea, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it, chat? I mean, who wouldn't want to see people struggle through really hard platformers? As for myself, though, it would give me more incentive to play the game again. Since it's been a while since I've touched a Mario game. And I don't think I've done too many Mario games on the channel either. And as a bit of a secret to you guys, I always wanted to do Nintendo content since for the longest time, but I've never been able to do it because technology limitations. And by technology limitations, I mean not having a capture card, not having a good enough laptop slash PC to actually to play the games or upload it. But, so yeah. I always wanted to do Nintendo content, even before I became a VTuber, but I've never been able to. Although imagine being a VTuber who's pretty much dedicating most of his content to Nintendo stuff. It could be me, alright. Which of course, speaking of other Mario games that I do have Super Mario Odyssey. And I've beaten that game like a good couple years ago, but I've never gotten all the moons in that game. And I don't even think I've beaten that Dark Side of the Moon thing either, so there's that too. But yeah, I think I may have to step up on the Mario content a bit more. since I brought up Super Mario Maker 2. Hell, we can even do Paper Mario as well, which we have on the Nintendo Switch Plus membership thingamajig, and even been one of my favorite games, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which we also have the GBA thing for that too. So yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. And yes, Mario Kart as well. For you Mario Kart lovers. Which, in all honesty, I'm absolute trash at Mario Kart, but it's always fun to play with other people despite being trash at it. I'd say for the longest time, whenever I do race against other people, I don't think I've beaten them once. And I think if I have beaten them, that's usually through fluke victories and such. Which means you're gonna have to practice and build up those shortcut skills a little bit more. Which hopefully we will. Which, whom I'm kidding, we won't. I don't have enough time to practice games. I can barely put enough time into one game, let alone that. And that's because of one reason. The reason I talked about earlier, and that's burnout. You play one game for so long to the point where you get burnt out from it. And so I've been trying to mix up the games that I have been playing and have been streaming to avoid burning out. But yeah, we'll probably consider doing more comfy games too, just to balance out all the action we do. And one game is that freaking Hello Kitty game, as well as that Bay Farm, which is going to be coming out in like a week from now, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to pre-order it, but I'll probably pre-order it. Order it at a later date. Pre-order it next week or something. Assuming I have enough money for it, because we still have some other bills to pay. I will say Bird on Engagement Impact is really good. Yep, understandable, of course. Given how grindy that game is. If you don't play for 45 days, you get a prototype for weapons. Oh, that sounds pretty bad then. Oh, come think of it, I usually play Genshin for the characters more than I play for the weapons. Yep, spoken like a true simp. So, yeah. But I'd say a lot of gacha games are like that too. They're pretty much just character / crash grabs more than they actually have quality put into their gameplay. Which I've got nothing against gacha games in general, but I don't really like the demographic they represent though, where you pretty much will have to play every freaking day just to get either one character or use real money to get this currency to get that character. Yeps. Which I try to avoid playing too many gacha games myself. Though I think it's been a very long time since I touched something other than Genshin, though. And I suppose one other reason why I do kind of like Genshin more than most other gacha games is because of its open world. The amount of time and effort and care they put into building that world is definitely fantastic. So yeah. That's pretty much all for my Genshin shenanigans, though. And yeah, now we gotta think about something else. Oh, Tower of Fantasy is also really good, too. Although I think the gachas pretty much are the weapons, and the weapons also come with character skins you can become. So yeah, I guess Tower of Fantasy is a really good gacha game in that regard too. It also has a really nice world to explore too. But that game's more of an MMORPG opposed to what Genshin is. And I don't think I play too many MMORPGs. And I think the only one I may have played, or only ones that I may have played in stream, are Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, which is having a lot of crap and getting a lot of bashing towards it. A lot of bashing towards that game, as well as this other game called Noah's Heart for mobile games and devices and PC as well. And it's been a while since I touched that game too, so and I was pretty much roasting it hard too. I was roasting it so hard when I was playing it too. But it was a fun game though. Playing it definitely reminded me a lot of like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, of course, which that game also has a really beautiful world too. And I am really freaking happy we managed to beat that game before Tears of the Kingdom came out, because we'd be stuck on that for a long time. Plus, even then, there was still some stuff I forgot to show off as well. Like the other two dragons, as well as some of the other quests too. I was missing a lot of stuff when I did beat the game. But I cared more about pretty much beating it more than I cared about showing off all that other stuff, because I wasn't gonna have that much time to invest into another open world game. Which, as much as I love open world games, they're also really freaking long too. And we'll probably have a lot of running around, and you have to probably find ways to break up a lot of the monotony when you play them too. Like probably talk about this random thing and that random thing. Thinking and such, and then you probably would just end up losing most of your focus. Because the world is either going to be so good, or you're just too immersed in the game to the point where you forget to talk. But that's usually how I am most of the time when I stream. Where you get so invested and so immersed into a game to the point where you kind of forget to talk or forget that you're streaming. And that's usually how I am too when I play games too, is that I do talk to myself when I play them. Anyone does the same thing? Anybody in chat? How often do you guys talk to yourself while playing games? Or do you ever? It's one of my gaming habits. My own personal gaming habit, technically. As for what I usually talk about, though, it's usually just stuff about the game, though. Like, why is this there? Why is that there? Just overall questioning game logic as you play the game you're questioning. So, yeah. Like, why is this floating there? Or why is that over there? Or why this guy didn't do this or that? A lot? Ah, I see. Yeah. When a game can give you a lot of things to think about, that's how you know it's a good game. At least in my opinion, it does. If a game doesn't pretty much doesn't make you talk about the things in it, then it's not a very memorable game. Happens all night? Yep, I imagine as well. But yeah. As far as other games go, I'm also really glad I started playing Tears of the Kingdom too, because even though most, if not a lot of its world is pretty much recycled from Tears of the Kingdom, well, it's a sequel, of course it's going to be there. It really found some new ways to freshen it up a bit with the right arm abilities too. So I'd say for the most part that Tears of the Kingdom will probably be my game of the year. Which isn't really saying much considering that Tears of the Kingdom's competition isn't the highest, honestly, in my opinion. But it's saying something at least. But I did hear a lot of great things about Armored Core 5. 6. There we go. 6 saying how great that is. And next year's lineup is actually looking pretty good too, because they finally came out with a release date for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and it's coming out February 1st, 2014. No, 2024. For some reason, my brain was thinking like several years backwards now. But yeah. And that game's like an action RPG. It's a pretty big franchise, almost as big as Genshin as well, with its own niche and stuff. And they even have a little fighting game spin-off called Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which I have not played yet, but they are coming up with like a sequel/expansion of it around November, so there's something to keep an eye out for you fighting game fans out there. Which, for me, I don't really play fighting games that much myself, because they're usually more fun with other people. Or when you're good at them. Because if you're not good at a fighting game, your ass is gonna get ruined. Oh yeah, speaking of that, we still have to check out Street Fighter 6 too. only just for its World Tour mode, because the World Tour mode feels more like an action RPG disguised as a fighting game, more than an actual fighting game. But that also reminds me, chat, how many of you are good at fighting games? Any sweaty fighting game players in the chat? I can tell you I'm not one of them. I'm pretty sure Streamlabs and Stream Elements and Nightbot, I imagine they're pretty good at fighting games themselves. Because all they know how to do is spam. Yep. As for myself, yeah, I'm pretty terrible at fighting games myself. And I'd say the ones that I usually play the most have to be Super Smash Brothers, of course. There was also some of the really older Street Fighter games as well, which Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Street Fighter 2 Plus always has a nice place in my heart in the past. But I don't... Oh yeah, there was also Street Fighter Alpha games. They were really good. Of course, Mortal Kombat as well. I'm trash at Mortal Kombat. Ah, yeah. Oh yeah, there's Mortal Kombat as well. Ah yeah, there's the newest one that's also coming out, which they're just calling it 1 now, since they're pretty much just rebooting the whole series with Liu Kang being a freaking elder god now. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at Mortal Kombat as well. My own sister beat me, and she's a button masher. Oh, yep. I can imagine that as well. Because, I usually am kind of a button masher myself if I'm really bad at a fighting game. Or maybe you can just button mash to hide how bad someone is at it, and just use a really overpowered character and just get wins from them like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also other fighting games that I did play, like the Versus series from Marvel. There was quite a few of those Versus games. X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and then there's finally Marvel vs. Capcom, which we played most of them and we sucked at those two. Although Marvel vs. Capcom will always have a good place in my heart because you could play as Mega Man and some of the other characters there too, because who wouldn't want to play Mega Man in a fighting game? And I've been a huge fighting Mega Man fan since I first heard about him. I can't really remember what was my first Mega Man game, but I can probably tell you that they were pretty hard around those times. And now I think the last Mega Man game I played was Mega Man 11. And that was like way back in 2017 too. Oh yep, 2017 was a really great year for gaming too. A lot of really great stuff that came out too. Probably would be one of my favorite years in gaming. And I think the only thing I regret about about Mega Man 11 is that I pretty much ended up beating it on the easiest difficulty. Only because I've seen how hard Mega Man can get on the higher difficulties, and I was not sure if I wanted to content myself with that torture. But we'll probably do that soon, though. Yep, there's another stream idea for you guys. Mega Man 11. On superhero mode. Because I hear superhero mode is really freaking brutal and really tough. Which I'm willing to probably take on that challenge for your entertainment. So yeah. But as for when, though, I think maybe we can probably do that around after our year anniversary. 3-year anniversary as a VTuber. So yeah. Hope you guys will look forward to it, even though I'm hyping it up that much. I don't really have a lot of plans. Yep. And I think the other plan I probably might have around October will be, if the devs ever do it, probably play the console edition of Phasmophobia, which I did read that they ended up delaying the original August release date to October. So yeah, folks, it's been about an hour and 30 minutes right now, so I think I'll go ahead and end the stream right here. If you guys enjoyed today's solo edition of Terence Talks, be sure to sub to the channel for more streams. You can also follow me on Twitter/X for stream updates, as well as random promotions and whatever nonsense I have in mind in there. You can also join my Discord as well. Well, for much of the same thing, and you guys can also talk to me as well. And you can also follow me on Twitch as well for much of the same things. Well, Twitch is also where I'm going to be streaming a lot of multiplayer stuff, and I'm still kind of working on ideas for what multiplayer games. I don't just want to keep doing the same games. So with all that said, folks, I'll see you guys next stream. Which will be tomorrow. And we're going to be playing Monster Hunter. Oh yeah, while we're at it, we can go ahead and try to see if we can raid someone too. Oh, let's wait Capo since she's been going at it for a while. All right, 1 second, folks, as we type in capo stream and then we'll type in our tags. Capos stream. Paste. Oh yeah, and be sure to use the hashtag Terence Ray too. And there you go. Now we're ending for real.